Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be taking you through a strong Vinyasa practice focused on balance, strength and stability. We're not going to be using any props for today's practice. We are going to have a few little challenges along the way, but what I would suggest is just approach these with an element of fun and enjoyment. Remember, what we're doing here is exploring our bodies, going through our limitations, challenging our edges and enjoying the process. We're going to begin seated, so let's come down onto our mat. Find that comfortable seat, and once we're there, let's rest our hands gently onto our knees, relaxing the shoulders down away from our ears. So let's gently close or soften the eyes. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and release that breath with a big sigh. So with that sigh, just releasing any tension from the body. And just taking the time to check in with the body. Just notice how we're feeling today. Notice how the mind is feeling. An awareness of our thoughts. An acknowledgement of our distractions. Everything we bring with us to our mat. We begin to tune into the physical body, just noticing the natural breath, the feel of expansion and contraction down into the belly. And we can begin to deepen our breathing as we start to have that gentle lift of the pelvic floor, softly drawing the navel in towards the spine. And gently rolling the shoulders back and down, sitting tall through the crown of the head, to the spine and the back of the body. Remain nice and long and open. Maybe engaging with our Ujjayi breath, that gentle constriction of the back of the throat. So we create that lovely sound of the ocean within our practice. Let's gently open the eyes. We're going to begin by tracing some circles of the upper body. We can make these circles as small or as large as we wish, maintaining the ground in through the sit bones, so keeping the lower body steady, our foundation grounded. And let's go back in the other direction. The face muscles nice and relaxed, the jaw lovely and soft. Let's maintain a little bit of soft space between the teeth. Slowly bring the body back to the center. And let's inhale as we sweep the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to lean the body forward, bringing the fingertips down towards the floor. We're going to walk the fingertips away from the body. Again, keeping the sit bones grounded, shoulders back, away from the ears. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the right. And we're going to reach the left arm away from the body as we press the left hip back and lightly lift the left shoulder up towards the sky. Just breathing into the side body here, down into the left ribs. Let's walk the hands over to the left. This time reaching the right arm away from the body, pressing the right hip back, lifting the right shoulder towards the sky and breathing down into the ribs. So nice deep breath into that right side of the body. Just using the breath to create opening and space. Walking the hands back, take our hands behind our seat, Roll the shoulders back and down. Let's take a deep breath in as we lift high into the chest and release that breath with a big sigh. And again, deep breath in as we lift. Exhale as we release. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we release. Have a look, roll out the shoulders, and let's come over onto all fours, coming onto our hands and our knees, our tabletop position. Elbows and wrists balanced below the shoulders, knees balanced below the hips. Deep breath in through the nose, and as we exhale, let's round into the spine, lengthen the arms as we tuck the chin into the chest. Breathe in as we draw the belly down, lift the tailbone, taking the gaze forward. And as we exhale, round into the spine. A few more times in line with your own breath, inhaling to drop the belly. Exhaling as we round into the spine. Keep this movement going. Maybe accentuate the movements, gently close or soften the eyes. So really being aware of how the movement feels. Coming back to a nice steady spine. Let's walk our hands a few inches in front of the shoulders, spread the fingers wide. We're going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to breathe in as we lift the hips up and back, coming into our first downward facing dog. So take the time to set up the body, stepping the feet at least hip width apart. Have a generous bend into each of the knees as we pedal out the heels, finding that flow and fluidity in the lower body. From here, we're going to steady our feet. I'm going to breathe in as we float the right leg up to the sky, take a bend in that knee, and let's lift the knee towards the sky. Keep pressing into the hands, keep sending the left heel back. Nice steady breath. And then we're going to step the right foot forward, in between the hands. We're going to come onto our fingertips, shoulders back away from the ears. From here, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to send the hips back as we straighten the right leg, folding the body forward. Inhale as we bend into that right knee. Exhale as we send the hips back, fold the body forward. Inhale as we bend into that knee. Keeping the lightness between the body and the floor. Exhale as we straighten that right leg, fold the body forward. Bend into that right knee, shoulders back away from the ears. Then inhale as we lengthen through the crown of the head, and as we exhale, we're going to look over our right shoulder down to the back of the mat. Keep pressing into the left heel, lower belly joint in, hold it nice and steady. And let's inhale as we look forward. Pressure the feet as we breathe and lift the body up. Floating the hands up towards the sky, coming into our higher lunge. So we're sending the left heel back, bending generously into that right knee. And again, draw the belly in. We want that nice protection on the lower spine. Palms facing in. Breathing deeply down into the base of the lungs. And let's take a deep breath in here. As we exhale, we're going to lightly bring the left hand down to the floor, and we're going to inhale as we float the right arm up to the sky. Pressing the right shoulder open, nice steady twist into the upper body. And let's slowly bring the right hand down. Lightly step the right foot back to meet the left. I'm going to breathe in as we float forward into our plank. Exhale as we lower the upper body down, elbows drawing in. Inhale as we sweep the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So again, here as we start, we can have a nice pedal through the heels, that softness in the elbows. So grounding through the pads of the fingers, steadying through the balls of the knuckles. And let's steady the feet, so let's breathe in as we straighten the left leg up to the sky, take a bend in that knee, and let's lift it nice and high. Pressing through the palms of the hands. And let's step the left foot forward in between the hands. Again, coming onto our fingertips, shoulders back away from our ears. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and as we exhale, straighten the left leg as we fold the body forward. Inhaling as we bend into that left knee. Exhale as we straighten the left leg, fold it forward. Breathe in as we bend into that knee. Exhale as we straighten into that leg. Bend into that left knee. Lightness between the fingers, draw the shoulders back as we breathe and lengthen through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, we're going to look over the left shoulder down to the back of the mat. Lower belly gently drawing in. Nice stretch down the right side of the body. And let's inhale as we look forward. Press to the feet as we breathe and lift the upper body. So arms in line with the ears, reaching high through the fingertips, our lovely Ashta Chandrasana, our high lunge pose. Lower belly gently drawing in, face is nice and relaxed. And let's bring the right hand down to the floor. Breathe in as we sweep the left arm up to the sky, pressing the left shoulder open, maybe taking our gaze up to the fingertips. Bringing the left hand down, lightly step the left foot back to meet the right. Let's breathe in as we float forward to our plank. Exhale as we lower. Breathe in as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips back into our downward facing dog. Let's hold it steady, pressing the heels down towards the earth. Remember, they don't need to touch the floor, we just want that nice engagement down the backs of the legs, tiny softness in the elbows. And let's inhale as we look forward, exhale as we soften into our knees, breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthen through the spine before folding deeply in towards the legs. And let's press to the feet, breathe in as we float the arms up. Bring the palms to touch, hands down, in line with the chest, shoulders down away from the ears. Our lovely Tadasana. Let's release the arms down the sides of the body, roll the shoulders open, palms facing forward. Surya Namaskara A, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step it back. Lowering down with control, elbows drawing in. Breathe in as we sweep the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Find that sense of broadness in the upper back and scoop the belly in towards the spine. Inhale as we look forward, exhale lightly soften the knees. Breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthening before folding in towards the legs. Press to the feet, float the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale, hands down in line with the chest. And again, breathe in, arms wide and up. Exhaling as we fold, hands to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen, look forward. Exhale as we step it back. Forward into our plank before lowering down to the floor. Breathe in as we draw the belly forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips back. Pressing the heels down towards the floor. Tiny softness in the elbows, spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale as we look forward, exhale as we soften our knees, breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands, lengthen, lifting halfway before folding deeply in towards the legs. Press to the feet, inhale as we float the arms up, stand tall, look to our thumbs, exhale bringing the hands back down. One more time. Inhale, arms wide and up. Exhaling as we fold, draw the belly in, hands lightly come to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale as we step it back. Lowering gently down from our plank, down into our chaturanga. Breathe in as we lift the chest forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips back. Downward facing dog. From here, let's breathe in as we lift the right leg up to the sky, bend that knee, lift it nice and high. This time maybe coming onto the fingertips of that right hand so we get that lovely stretch all the way down in the right side of the body. From here, we're going to step the right foot forward, bring the back heel down, breathe in as we straighten through both legs to lift the body up. We're going to inhale as we take the arms wide. As we exhale, we're going to lean the upper body forward. Float the right hand down, maybe to rest on the foot, maybe down onto the floor. And we're going to breathe in as we sweep the left arm up and open, taking our gaze all the way up to the fingertips. Fire up the thighs, keep the legs nice and steady, lower belly gently drawing in. From here, we're going to take a bend into our right knee. We're going to plant the right hand on the floor. Keep the left arm sweeping up towards the sky. And then maybe lean the upper arm towards the front of the mat. Nice deep breaths, lovely stretch into the side body. Press through the feet, breathe in as we lift the body up. Taking the arms wide, coming into our Virabhadrasana 2. From here, we're going to release the back arm down. Inhale as we float the right arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to windmill the hands, frame the front foot, lift the back heel and step it back. Option to hold it here or move to a vinyasa. Breathing forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower. Inhaling as we lift. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Holding it steady without holding the breath. From here, let's breathe in as we float the left leg up to the sky. Bend that left knee, lift it nice and high, and again, maybe come onto the fingertips of that left hand. Holding it steady. And let's step the left foot forward in between the hands. Bring the back heel down, straighten through both legs as we lift the body up. Breathe in as we take the arms wide. As we exhale, lean the upper body forward. Floating left fingertips down to the floor. Breathe in as we take the right arm up to the sky. So coming into a lovely Trikonasana. So here we're pressing that right shoulder open. Maybe taking our gaze up to the fingertips if that's comfortable on the neck. And we're keeping the thighs nice and strong here. The muscles lovely and active in the legs, but the toes are nice and relaxed. Take a bend into our left knee. Let's plant the left hand on the floor. Keep the right arm reaching up to the sky. And let's sweep that right arm forward so it comes in line with that back leg. Press to the feet, breathe in as we lift the upper body, take the arms wide. Coming into our lovely Virabhadrasana 2. We're going to release the back arm down, breathe in as we float the left arm up. As we exhale, windmill the hands, framing the front foot, lift the back heel and step it back. Option to hold or move to a vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower down, inhaling as we lift up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. And from here, let's go ahead and lower the knees gently down to the floor. Take our toes to the back of the mat, and then we're going to come down onto our forearms. Elbows in line with the shoulders, palms facing down. We're going to float the knees coming into our forearm plank. So we're pressing back with the heels, drawing the belly in. So we want to avoid sinking down into the hips. And the shoulders balanced nicely above the elbows. A little bit of shoulder strengthening here. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to send the hips up and back, pressing the heels to the back of the mat. Breathe in as we float forward. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Breathe in as we float forward. Keep the belly joint in. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. 2 more times. Breathe in as we float forward. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Inhale as we float forward, drawing the belly in. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. And let's lower the knees back down. Take the knees a little bit wider. Let's take the hips back to our heels. Soften the forehead down. Let's come back into our child's pose. And let's lift back up onto all fours. Elbows and wrists below the shoulders, tuck the toes under. Let's breathe in as we lift the hips up and back. Coming back into our downward facing dog. Little pedal to the heels, little sway into the hips. Option to hold it steady or move through a vinyasa. Breathing forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower down. Breathe in as we lift high into the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And from here we're going to float forward into our plank. Shoulders balanced above the wrists and beginning to press down to the pads of the fingers so we really find that element of steadiness. We're going to roll to the outside edge of our left foot. We're going to place the right foot on top of the left. And we're going to breathe in as we float the right arm up to the sky. Pressing the right shoulder open, maybe taking our gaze up to the fingertips, holding it steady, engaging through our foundation, finding that lovely lift all the way into the left shoulder. So here we have an option, we can float the right arm forward towards the front of the mat. Before bringing that right hand down, coming back into our plank, flow through the vinyasa, lowering down, breathing into lifting to the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Breathe it forward into our plank. Moving into the other side. We're going to roll over to the outside edge of that right foot. Placing the left foot on top of the right. Breathing as we lift the left arm all the way up to the sky. So again we can take our gaze up to the fingertips. Grounding through that right hand. Finding that lovely lift all the way up into the right shoulder. And an option here to float that left arm forward. Before bringing that left hand down to the floor. Flow through the vinyasa, lowering down, elbows drawing in, breathing in as we lift into the chest. Exhale as we send it back. Downward facing dog. From here, let's breathe in as we look forward. Exhale as we lightly soften our knees. Inhale as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthening through the spine before folding deeply in towards the legs. And let's press through the feet. Float the arms up. Exhale as we release the arms down by the sides of the body. Lovely. So from here, keeping the feet about hip width apart, we're going to roll the shoulders open, palms facing forward. I'm going to soften down into our knees, sending the hips back, breathing in as we take the arms forward. So coming straight into our Ardha Utkatasana. So from here we're going to come into a couple of challenging little balances. And our first is our full Gadadasana, our full eagle pose. So we're going to float the right foot off the floor and we're going to cross that right leg over the left, bring the thighs to touch. Tucking the toes around the back of that left calf. We're going to bring the right arm underneath the left, wrap the forearms around, bringing the palms to touch. Press the elbows away from the body, lift the fingertips up towards the sky and sink it down a little bit deeper. Lower belly drawing in. So whenever we come into our balance, it's really important to maintain our focus. So relax the tension on the breath. And on our next inhale, we're going to gently unravel legs and arms. Lift the right knee nice and high. As we exhale, we're going to lean the upper body forward. Send the right leg out behind us. Take the arms nice and wide. Our warrior three, our Virabhadrasana 3. So we're lifting out of the left hip, keeping the leg nice and steady. Rolling the right hip parallel to the floor, drawing the belly in. From here, let's soften the left knee. Lower the back toes down to the floor. Keep the back heel lifted. Breathe in as we float the arms up. Palms facing in. Back into our Ashtachandra. Softness between the shoulders and the ears. Lower belly drawing in towards the spine. From here, let's take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, let's bring the right hand down to the floor. Float the left arm up to the sky. A nice rotation in the upper body. And let's bring the left hand down, frame the front foot, step it back and move through the Vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank, exhaling as we lower down, inhale as we lift high through the chest, exhale as we send the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we soften our knees. Breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthen as we lift halfway. As we exhale, fold the body in towards the legs. Press through the feet, float the arms up. Look to the thumbs. Exhale, release the hands down. Let's relax the arms down the sides of the body. And again, let's step the feet hip width apart. Roll the shoulders open, bend into our knees, breathe in as we float the arms forward and up. Palms facing in. So again, coming into our Ardha Utkatasana. And from here, we're going to come into that lovely balance. So we're going to float the left leg off the floor. Cross the left over the right, wrapping the toes around the back of that calf. This time the left arm wraps underneath the right, forearms around, palms to touch. Press the elbows away, lift the fingertips up to the sky and sink it a little bit deeper. So again, hone into that steady focus. So remember, when we come into this practice, we're exploring edges within the body. Experiencing the physical body. And let's slowly begin to unravel. Breathe in as we take the arms wide, lift the left knee. And as we exhale, let's lean the upper body forward. Sending that left leg up behind us. Take the arms nice and wide. So again, we're lifting out the right hip, rolling the left hip down, upper body and the back leg parallel to the floor. Our Virabhadrasana 3. Steady the focus, breathe into the balance. And let's slowly begin to soften that right knee. Lower the back toes down. Breathe in as we lift the arms in line with the ears, palms facing in. And let's float the left hand down to the floor. Breathe in as we take the right arm up to the sky. And let's slowly bring the right hand down. frame the front foot, step it back. Option to move to a vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower down. Inhaling as we lift to the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. From here, let's walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Catch a hold of our big toes with the fingers. Take a deep breath in as we lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, let's draw the body in towards the legs. Elbows out to the sides. It's a nice deep forward fold. Let's release our toes, soften our knees, catch a hold of our hips, press through the feet as we lift the body all the way up. Let's go ahead and take the feet nice and wide. So nice amount of space between our feet. We're going to turn our toes slightly out, turn our heels slightly in. So roughly 45-degree angle on the feet. And then we're going to bend our knees, pressing the knees open in line with the feet. So let's go ahead and have a little sway from side to side. Start to soften the toes, ground through the soles of the feet. So lower belly drawing in here, lower spine is nice and long. So let's steady the legs. And again, we're going to go ahead and find those arms of Galadasana. Breathe in as we take the arms wide. As we exhale, right arm underneath the left. Wrap the forearms around, palms to touch. Press the elbows away. Lift the fingertips up towards the sky. Let's sink it down a little bit deeper. Holding it steady. So if we want a little bit of extra challenge here, we're going to go ahead and float the heels off the floor. Finding that steadiness to the balls of the toes. And let's lower the heels gently down. Breathe in as we straighten the legs, unravel the arms. As we exhale, bring the left arm under the right, wrap the forearms around, palms to touch. Exhale, bend into the knees, sink the tailbone down. Lovely, shoulders drawing down away from the ears, lower belly gently drawing in. Press the elbows away, lift the hands up to the sky. So again, option here to hold it where it is. If you want to take a little bit deeper, we can gently float the heels off the floor. And lowering the heels down. Breathe in as we straighten the legs. Release the arms. Turn the heels out, turn the toes slightly in, catch a hold of our hips. Inhale as we roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to fold it forward. And we're going to reach over with our right hand and catch the outside of our left foot. We're going to breathe in as we sweep the left arm out to the side and all the way up to the sky. So we get that lovely upper body rotation. Keep the legs nice and strong, thighs nice and active. And take a nice deep breath in here. As we exhale, take it over to the other side. Reaching over with the left hand, catch the outside of the foot. Breathe in as we sweep the right arm out to the side and all the way up to the sky. Steadiness in our foundation. Keep the legs nice and strong. And gently release. Both hands down to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen the spine, lift halfway. Exhale as we fold it in, walking the hands back in line with the feet. So here we can draw the weight of the body forward. So lightness in our heels. Inhaling as we lift up halfway. Let's spin out on our right heel. Walk the hands around to the front of the mat, lift the back heel, step it back. And let's move to a final vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower down. Inhale as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Our last downward facing dog. Inhale as we lift to the tips of the toes. Exhale as we lower the knees gently down to the floor. Release the tops of the feet to the floor. Let's send the hips back. Let's reach the arms forward. Coming into our extended child's pose. Just taking a moment here to rest. And to slow the body down. And then gently coming up to a nice comfortable seat. We sit down on our mats, bring the legs forward, toes pointing towards the sky. We can peel the flesh away from our sit bones. From here, we're going to breathe in as we float the arms up to the sky. As we exhale, fold forward, catch a hold of our feet. Inhale as we roll the shoulders back, drawing the chest forward and up. And as we exhale, lead with the heart as we draw the body forward and down. Nice steady breath here. Inhale as we lift up. Bend into our right knee, bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Inhale as we float the arms up. Exhale as we fold forward, catch a hold of the foot. Breathe in again as we find length. Exhale, lead with the heart as we draw the body forward and down, and then soften the head down towards the knee. And breathe in as we slowly lift up, nice and gently. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. And let's inhale as we float the arms up. Exhale as we fold forward, catch a hold of the foot, breathe in as we find length. Exhale as we lead with the heart, drawing the body forward and down. As soon as we find that space where the body says that's enough, we soften the head down towards the knee. Inhale as we slowly lift up. Let's straighten the left leg away from the body. And let's come down onto our backs. Coming down onto our mat, draw the knees in. Have a little rock from side to side. And let's bring the soles of the feet down to the floor. So having the feet hip width apart, arms down the sides of the body, palms facing down. So fingertips reaching towards or touching our heels. We're going to take a deep breath in as we spread the back across the floor. And as we exhale, we're going to press through the feet as we lift the hips up towards the sky. Keeping the knees in line with the hips, let's interlace our fingers. Let's draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. So engaging through the inside lines of the feet, keeping the toes nice and soft. And then slowly lowering down. And let's go ahead and straighten our legs along the floor. Feet at least hip width apart, palms facing up. Allowing the arms and the legs to become heavy. And just allowing everything to gently let go. So releasing any holding on of the navel, softening down. As we allow the body to ease into quietness. Slowly tuning into the natural breath. As we allow the body to gently relax. For those of you wishing to stay in your Shavasana, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, let's begin to deepen our breathing. Just finding some movement in the fingers down into the toes. Let's take a nice big stretch, lovely deep breath in. Let's hug the knees in towards the body, a little rock from side to side. And slowly coming onto our side. Let's lift ourselves up into a nice comfortable seat. And let's take the hands together. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And release that breath with a big sigh. Thank you very much for taking the time to practice with me today. Hope you enjoyed the session. If you did, go ahead and click the like or the subscribe. If you would like to donate, please feel free to do so by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link below. Hope you enjoy your day, your evening, your week, wherever you are, and I shall see you again soon. Thank you.